Did you know you don't have to cut out carbs to fix your blood sugar? The fastest way to fix your numbers is actually about adding foods, not eliminating entire food groups. I've seen hundreds of patients turn their numbers around in days by adding these foods to their routine and keep their sugars low for months, even years, without medication. In this video, I'll show you how to use 10 foods to optimize your biochemistry and reverse insulin resistance at a cellular level, so you can bring your sugars down quickly, naturally, and sustainably. If you want more videos that explain the why behind your body, instead of just handing you a pill, hit subscribe and leave a comment with your morning fasting number this week. I read them, and they shape what I cover next. Here's what almost no one explains in a 12-minute office visit. High blood sugar almost always starts with a hormone called insulin. Insulin unlocks your cells so glucose can move out of your bloodstream and into the cell. After years of blood sugar spikes, your cells stop answering the door. That's insulin resistance. Your pancreas pumps out more insulin to compensate, your blood sugar climbs anyway, and the standard answer is a prescription that pushes even more insulin into a system already drowning in it. I'm Dr. John Paul, and every food on this list does one of 3 jobs. It slows the sugar coming in, it cools the inflammation keeping your cells deaf to insulin, or it wakes the insulin receptor back up. You don't need to add all 10 tomorrow. Stack them in over the next couple of weeks. 1. Fenugreek seeds, small amber seeds from the spice aisle, and one of the most powerful blood sugar tools on the shelf for a couple of dollars. Fenugreek is packed with a soluble fiber called galactomannan. In your stomach it swells into a gel that slows how fast carbs empty into your small intestine. Sugar trickles in instead of flooding your blood, so there's no spike and no panic dump of insulin. It also carries an amino acid that helps your pancreas release insulin more efficiently and helps muscle cells take up glucose. Use it. Soak 1 teaspoon of whole seeds in water overnight. Drink the water and eat the softened seeds before breakfast. If the bitterness is too much, grind them and stir a half teaspoon into yogurt or eggs. Start low. The fiber is strong. 2. Cinnamon. You likely have this already, but the kind matters. Grocery store cinnamon is usually cassia, which contains coumarin, hard on the liver in large daily doses. Look for Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes labeled true cinnamon. It's milder and safer for daily use. Cinnamon's polyphenols behave almost like insulin themselves. They help receptors grip glucose more tightly and slow stomach emptying after a meal. USDA research found under half a teaspoon a day meaningfully lowered fasting glucose in adults with type 2 diabetes. Use it. A quarter to half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon a day, stirred into oatmeal, coffee, or a smoothie paired with a carb-containing meal for the best effect. Free broccoli sprouts, not full broccoli, the tiny 3-day-old sprouts, which contain 50 to 100 times more of a compound called sulforaphane than mature broccoli. Sulforaphane goes to your liver and quiets the overnight glucose factory, the reason many people wake up with an unexplained high fasting number. A 2017 Lund University study found concentrated sulforaphane measurably lowered fasting blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes, with the strongest effect in those whose sugar was hardest to control. Use it. A quarter cup on a salad or sandwich most days. Grow them yourself in a jar or buy them in produce. Eat raw or barely wilted. High heat destroys the active compound. 4. Avocado. Most people avoid it for the calories, but the fat in avocado is monounsaturated, the same family as olive oil, and it's one of the most blood sugar-friendly foods you can eat. Add half an avocado to a plate of rice or toast, and you're not removing the carb, you're putting a brake on how fast it becomes blood sugar. Over time, monounsaturated fat also improves insulin sensitivity. Use it. Half an avocado a day on eggs, mashed on toast, or added to a salad that already has a starch in it. 5. Chia seeds. Tiny seeds that form a gel in liquid, the same soluble fiber mechanism as fenugreek. That gel wraps around carbs in your meal and slows absorption, avoiding the spike and crash cycle. Chia also carries a plant-based omega-3 that helps calm the low-grade inflammation underneath insulin resistance. Use it 1 to 2 tablespoons a day in yogurt, lemon water, or a smoothie. Let it gel for 10 minutes and drink plenty of water alongside it. 6. Fatty fish. Salmon and mackerel work on the deeper problem chronic inflammation, which physically interferes with the insulin signal at the cell surface. The omega-3 fats, EPA and DHA, are powerful natural anti-inflammatories that help restore the receptor's function. Patients who eat fatty fish twice a week consistently show calmer, more stable numbers. Use it 2 palm-sized servings a week. Wild salmon, mackerel, sardines, or herring. Canned versions are some of the cheapest, most effective options here. 7. Walnuts, rich in polyunsaturated fat and the same plant omega-3 found in chia. Walnuts improve the function of the endothelium, the lining inside blood vessels, one of the first things high blood sugar damages. The fat, fiber, and protein blunt post-meal blood sugar rise and have been shown to lower fasting insulin. Use it. A small handful, about 1/4 cup, or 7 to 10 whole walnuts, raw or dry roasted, replacing a processed snack rather than adding to one. 8. Whole eggs, yolk included. Eggs are almost pure protein and fat with virtually no carbohydrate, so they barely move blood sugar on their own. The real benefit is the second meal effect. Starting your day with eggs steadies your blood sugar not just at breakfast, but through lunch, with a smaller spike and less craving in between. Use it 2 to 3 whole eggs in the morning scrambled, boiled ahead for the week, or folded with spinach and that avocado from earlier. 9. Apple cider vinegar. The fastest visible effect on a glucose meter of anything on this list. The active ingredient, acetic acid, slows stomach emptying and helps muscles pull glucose from the blood for fuel. Research from Arizona State University found a tablespoon before a carb meal lowered the after-meal spike by roughly 20% in people with insulin resistance. Use it 1 tablespoon, always diluted in a full glass of water, 10-15 minutes before a carb-containing meal. Never drink it straight. It's hard on enamel and the throat. If you're on blood sugar medication, talk to your doctor first, since vinegar can push your sugar down faster than expected. 10. Lentils. Yes, a carbohydrate, and it still lowers blood sugar. Lentils combine a slow-release resistant starch with soluble fiber and plant protein, so glucose enters your blood steadily over hours instead of all at once. They also carry the second meal effect. Swapping white rice or potato for lentils a few times a week is one of the most reliable ways to bring down an A1C. Use it 1/2 cup to a cup of cooked lentils a few times a week in soup, stew, or a cold salad with olive oil and a splash of that vinegar. Donna's story. Donna, 63, recently retired, came to me with a fasting sugar around 180 and a doctor recommending a second medication. She didn't want to keep climbing the medication ladder. We didn't cut her carbs to nothing. We added eggs and avocado for breakfast, vinegar before her bigger meals, lentils instead of white rice, walnuts instead of the afternoon cookie, fatty fish twice a week, cinnamon in her coffee, and broccoli sprouts at lunch. 2 years later, it's held. She didn't starve herself. She ate more of the right food, and her body did the rest. Why this works. Every one of these foods hands your insulin its job back without starving you. The fiber foods slow glucose down so your pancreas never has to panic. The fish, walnuts, and chia cool the inflammation, jamming the signal. The cinnamon and vinegar help the receptor grip again. Do that meal after meal, and the cell that stopped answering the door starts opening it again. Her fasting numbers started dropping within the first week. Within 3 months, working with her own doctor, she came off the second medication entirely, and her A1C moved back toward normal. That's what reversing insulin resistance looks like at a cellular level. And once it happens, your body holds your sugar down on its own. One important line before you start: If you're on insulin or a sulfonylurea, these foods can lower your sugar fast enough that your medication dose becomes too high, which can drop you into a low. Add these foods with your doctor watching your numbers, and let them walk your dose down as your body improves. Don't stop any prescription. On your own, bring this list to your next appointment instead. Tonight's plan: 5 steps. Tomorrow morning, swap cereal or toast for 2 to 3 whole eggs and half an avocado. 2 tonight. Soak a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in water and drink it first thing in the morning. 3. Buy Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia, and start a 1/4 teaspoon a day. 4. Before your biggest carb meal tomorrow, take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted in a full glass of water, 15 minutes ahead. 5. This week, swap white rice or potato for lentils at least twice, and put fatty fish on the menu 2 nights. Stack these in over the next 2 weeks. You're not removing the foods you love, you're adding the foods that protect you. A lot of you have told me the same strange thing. Your highest reading of the day is first thing in the morning, before you've eaten a single bite. There's a specific reason your liver does that overnight, and a way to shut it down. I cover it in another video, linked right here. Go watch that one next, and I'll see you there. Dr. John Paul.